What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Doing my usual stream. Glad to have you guys here. I'll give it 1 second just so everyone can get in. But hopefully you did have a good day. And as you can tell by the title of this video, we're gonna talk about, is the stock market about to pull back? What's happening? And we're just gonna go into all of that. And as usual, we'll go over some of our favorite tickers. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's talk about the main attraction, the overall market. So when I talk about the overall market, I'm talking about the Nasdaq and the SPY, and we'll also view the Russell, because that is important as well. So I just made a Neo video. It hasn't been published yet, but in that video, I touched on this topic a little bit, and these red lines, they represent something. So to cut it short, tomorrow, if we break above that, tomorrow is going to be rock and rolling. We break below this line right here, then we're going to have a pretty red day. And the reason why, guys, is it's just your normal range. So what's happening here? What's the story? Buyers are showing up here. They've brought price up every time it's hit this level. Sellers are showing up here at this level. So when we pick a direction, we're going to go towards that direction. So if we break above this tomorrow, you can expect tomorrow's going to be a pretty good day on the market. We break this level, you can probably expect it's going to be a pretty red day tomorrow. So keep that in mind with what happens tomorrow. Once again, we're kind of up there, guys. We've been pushing up, but now we're pulling over. So stocks, I've said this many times before, we either pull over or we pull down. So can we continue pulling over? Of course. And if we do that, we'll just keep cooling down. So keep that in mind with tomorrow. But I'm still leaning towards the side where we do pull down. I'm watching this range, though. I'm not going to be blind. If we break above that, I know we're still going for it. So this still has some steam left in it. However, if we break this, just know we're probably coming down a substantial amount. So be prepared for that. Now, Thursday, it may be just another mediocre day like today was. We just may stay range bound. Today, we just didn't do anything. We were red, we were green, slightly red, slightly green. So we didn't do too much whatsoever. And that could be the case for tomorrow as well. We might stay in this range. What's up, Ethernet? How you doing today, man? Glad to see that you made it. Glad to see that you made it, bro. So we may do the same thing tomorrow as well. We just stay in this range. We may do that Friday. Who knows? But I'm telling you guys right now, once we break out in either direction, that's the one we're going to pick, up or down. So that's how the Nasdaq's looking. Overall, I'm still expecting a greater pullback. So that's why I'm thinking if we do break that level, we're probably going to get something deep here. I'm doing great, man. Doing very great. Glad to hear that. So that's what I'm watching for Tech QQQ. SPY, the story's starting to change a little bit different. SPY is already starting doing its tipping thing. It's already starting to tip over. Now, something I mentioned in my Neo video that's going to come out later is that we are making an inverse head and shoulder. So here's the first shoulder, here's the head, here's the second shoulder. So that's a bullish pattern. So we could even really pull down to here, and then we'd be good. Really, technically, you could probably pull down to here. So either way, even though it's curving over like this, we are still playing out with this pattern. So keep that in mind as well. Especially if you are a bull or bullish on the SPY, you could be playing this pattern out, which it does look very good. I will say this is a very good inverse head and shoulder pattern forming. Very easy to see. So that is something to bring up on the SPY. But for right now, the SPY is starting to pull over. Unlike the Nasdaq's consolidating. This is already starting to pull over. So keep that in mind with going into the session tomorrow, or we can continue that pullover, or we might just turn around right here. So that's what I'd be looking at for the SPY. Once again, Russell still going sideways, but we did have another green day. For this Russell, I'd be looking at this resistance right here at that 2,300 mark. Staying above that is bullish, so I think we're doing just fine on the Russell. Still making higher lows. Very good uptrend for the Russell. I really like this one. With the overall market, let me see. Let me do Ethernet's calls first. So he wants me to do Baba. So Baba looks like it gapped up. So Baba gapped up. It was on that support right here I've been talking about. Glad it didn't really get too underneath that, but it's been really doing nothing. Ultimately, though, for Baba, what I like to see is it eventually gets above 223. It needs to get above that. And once we get above that, I do think we go straight towards that 230 level. But we do have a lot of sellers right here. Notice this huge rejection. So definitely want to get above that. Especially that we gapped up in it and then we just melted off the following week. So that is a significant level that we need to get above. So 223, if we get above that, I think we can run for sure on Baba. your small caps. Yeah. So the Russell looks amazing. Honestly, out of all of them, Russell looks the most that it can sustain its, whatever it's doing. Other ones are kind of getting up there, and that's what's kind of worrying me. So definitely want to see another, hopefully pullback, deeper pullback. DraftKings looking good. It broke out of that resistance that we were watching. It's above $50, so that's a mental note or a mental number, $50. So my next resistance Ethernet for this one's at 51.78. We had rejection right here. Tried to hold it right here, fell right through. So my next number I got is 51.78, and over here it validated that. See it pumped up, got rejected here. So definitely 51.78 is the next level I'd be watching out for this one for DraftKings. Keep in mind though we still are making lower highs, still in a downtrend. So really until we get back above 55.80, we still are in this downtrend. So anything below 55.80 is still that lower high, still in a downtrend. But you can see this as the reversal. Didn't like that we got below this last low. However, we are starting to recover right back on that. Yeah, we can do CCIV. I got one more. Ethernet wants to hear what I think about Spotify. Okay, amazing. This is really good. You said you took profits already. I like this. So last time I broke out spot was on Monday. So this was today. That was yesterday. Yeah. So I drew out this resistance right here at 251.17 on Monday's night stream. Right. So none of these candles had happened. These two candles hadn't happened. So I was watching this area first. Was because we had a bunch of cluster right here. We had a lot of buying activity, a lot of back and forth. So I knew that this was a very important level. Even right here, we fell out of it. And also right over here, we got rejected. So this is the reason why I was watching it. This is because we were going to break out of it. So look right here. So at 251.17, we had that amazing candle on Tuesday, confirmed it that same day. Today we confirmed it once again. We came back down, stayed above it. So this is a picture perfect support and resistance breakout play. It broke out of it, and now it's coming back to test it from the top side. So I think Spotify is just getting started here. Obviously, if we break 251.17, then it invalidates that. But I think Spotify is just getting started here. As a matter of fact, I'll put up my next level where I think it could run to. Let's see. My next level that I'd have it be right here. So I think it can run all the way to 270, to be honest, Ethernet. Just looking at this level right here, we had a lot of buying activity, then we broke out of it, got rejected, came back up, stayed above it, touched it, fell back out of it, came back in it, and then just that day right here, earnings, obviously, we gapped down right to and fell off. So this 270 area has been a level of a lot of buying and selling. So that's the next level I see it running to, man. But I think it's just about to get started on its next run. Keep in mind, though, we are still making lower highs once again, so we still are in a downtrend. But overall, I do like this. I do like that it broke out. So this one looks very, very exciting. Very exciting indeed. Now we can do some CIV for my man, DeQuavis. Yeah, I like Spotify. I definitely do. So hopefully eventually it does get there. Let's hope so. But it's having a good run. Hopefully it's starting to back up because you can saw the highs. What's up, Daniel? Glad to see you made it, man. So CCIV, haven't looked at this one in a long time actually, but we got rejected here at our old resistance we had over here, got rejected at 28.11, found support once again at 21.48. So this one actually hasn't changed whatsoever since I last looked at it. Last looked at it, I think it was over here. It's been a while. It has been a while indeed. But definitely want to see it get back above 28.11. Needs to get back above 28.11, and then I can see it going higher. But as of right now, we keep getting rejected there, and then we fell back down to support. So 28.11 is that mental number. Bro, you need to tell me when you're on stream. I added you in the main chat, my man. I added everyone. Do I need to add you? VIAC. I think I did this one the other day. I think I did this one the other day. I did. So I drew why did I draw this line out? It makes sense though why I drew it out. So we had this support here. Today we got rejected by it, came down. I think I drew this line out because bullish above, bearish below. So yeah, that makes sense. So right at $42. Needs to stay above. As long as we stay above, I do think it'll head back to $48. But right now we're kind of just consolidating and we're underneath it. So definitely I'd look out, get above that. However, it had some volume today, so that would raise my eyebrow. Had some volume today, a lot different compared to what's been happening. So look how low the volume's been. So this might be a sign to what's to come for sure. I like that. Um, so I'll be on the lookout for that. The volume is definitely unusual here today, and that's normally a sign. Volume only tells you two things: what's to come or to confirm something. So when you see a lot of volume on a breakout, then that pretty much seals the deal that that's going to continue. If you see a lot of volume on a day where the stock really isn't moving, then that's also something that needs to raise your eyebrow, because why didn't it move so much on a day where the volume was huge? So keep that in mind as well. Today might have been just a day where there just wasn't a lot of sellers. There was a lot of people who were holding the stock and just a small amount of buyers. So that could be a possibility as well. But I'd definitely be on the lookout for this. Overall today though, very sideways day. Make sure, Daniel, that you do watch the beginning, because I broke down the overall market and talked about levels that we need to watch out for tomorrow. But Apple, I'm gonna break down Apple. This one, right, this resistance right here, to be expected, had this resistance for a reason. We broke through this resistance that we were looking at on Monday night stream, broke through it Tuesday, Wednesday, today we kind of hung out right at it. So this is tough. I got some Apple puts, but it may just break through. And the reason I say that is because when a stock pushes up to a resistance like this, either it obviously gets rejected or it kind of hangs out. And when it kind of hangs out, that's normally a sign to show you that it wants to continue up. And that's what it's looking like here for Apple. Or it might just be the start of it curving over. Both look very similar, but every time I see this, though, it's like it's stalling out to head up. That's what I'm seeing here. Even though I'm in Apple puts right now, it's looking like it wants to break out. But that all depends on the market conditions tomorrow. So that's where I go back to this. I know I mentioned this in the beginning, but we got kind of two new people in here. I'll just go ahead and repeat it, Daniel. But tomorrow, whichever one we break to the upside or downside, that's the direction we're going to pick, I think, for the entire day. So tomorrow, what I'm watching for is this support right here. If we break that, then I see us coming back pretty low. I see a pretty big pullback. But if we break to the upside, I think we do continue that momentum tomorrow. And either one is very possible tomorrow. It can go either way. Just because we consolidated today. We really had that initial move up from yesterday, and now we're pulling over. So it could really go either way tomorrow. This is a tough one to judge, to be honest, guys. But that's why I drew out these two red lines, so you'll know if we break above, we're going to stick with that direction. If we break below, we're going to stick with that direction. And tomorrow, as I mentioned in the beginning, it really well could just be another sideways day. We don't have to break out of this tomorrow. We could just stay inside this once again. It'd be another boring day. That's very possible as well. Yeah, these lines right here. I'm sorry. I'll shake my this right here. Yeah. This one right here. This one and this one. Sorry if you can't see it. Where my cursor's at. But yeah, so above bullish, below bearish. You just got to watch out for that tomorrow. And of course, as I mentioned, it could just go sideways. So definitely look out for that. Tesla, also another one I want to talk about in tonight's stream. Man, Tesla had an amazing day. We just had an enormous amount of buyers, up 5% today. Got back above that 644 support. Or you may call it the... yeah, Daniel, it would be easier if I do it on the QQQ. So just give me 1 second. Because the NASDAQ, what you're looking at is the QQQ. So yeah, definitely got above 645 today. Strong day today for Tesla, but still has a lot of ways to go for Tesla to even recovers. But that is good to know. I'm gonna do it on the NASDAQ because I forgot that this. I'm gonna do it on the NASDAQ. So on the NASDAQ it's 14,262. And for the resistance, 14,336. No, for the SPY, actually, I have something different. So the SPY is already starting to curl over. So it was going horizontal right here, but then it broke below that. So it's already starting its descent. However, I mentioned it's got a different pattern though. It's got an inverse head and shoulder. So here's your shoulder, here's your head, here's your shoulder. Yeah, I got you, man. So it's got this is a bullish pattern. So technically, SPY could pull back all the way back down to here, and then we would be good for that pattern. So it's a little tricky because this looks like a very easy inverse and head and shoulder to play out. So really, SPY could have an incredible like 2 down days and still end up right here and still be okay as long as we don't break that. So inverse head and shoulder pattern right here for SPY. Very easy to see. This is like a textbook play. So keep that in mind. If you do want to take a SPY trade, I would give it, I don't know, this would be tough for me. I don't know if I would get in calls right now because it depends on how we have that move down. Is the move going to be like this, or is it going to be like this where it's so aggressive and fear gets in the market? Two totally different things. So it really depends on how we get. If it's a slow bleed off, like just maybe Thursday sell off, Friday sell off, I'd go in very light over the weekend. But if it's an aggressive move like this tomorrow, I don't think I would take that. I don't think I would take that for that bullish play. You just gotta look at how that move happens and the psychology behind it. Moves like this isn't normal. Down days like this is normal, and stuff like this. This is where fear starts to happen. Like this right here, that's where fear starts to happen. So, definitely gotta watch out how it happens for sure. I read there would be a violent move down. Well, as long as we just keep this uptrend, I think we'll be good. But as I always say, the trend is your friend until it's not. So we're in an uptrend right now, so I wouldn't be worried about any type of pullback or correction until we actually break that. And that's what I'll really go by, is just as long as we're up and the trend is up, there's no need to say there's a pullback coming, even though it may look like there's a pullback coming. Just wait till it breaks. VIX, I was just taking a look at this. Looks like VIX is at a floor as well. But we could see some type of support happening where we do start to push up because it is a support. So Miguel wanted me to do Palantir. I haven't done this one in a while. Palantir, wow, looks amazing. So this looks like your dip buy, recovered completely. We're on an amazing uptrend. Back in this green box right here where you want it to be. My next resistance for Palantir is at 28.14. So that's where I'm looking at. Overall, though, I do like this one. Very, very nice V-shaped recovery, and it's really starting to break out. So looks very good on Palantir. Let me go over crypto really quick before I do end the stream. Bitcoin, we were watching this area. Wow. Hold up. See, this is what I'm talking about, guys. This volume bar right here. Notice how we had this huge volume bar is different compared to the rest, and then we saw that continuation. So that's what I was telling you about the other start, that VIAC. When you see a huge volume bar like that, you really don't see that huge of a move. I mean, that is kind of huge, but either way, you see the continuation that it did the following next hour. So that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about volume. So Bitcoin, it is still making higher lows. Bitcoin looks like a picture perfect. So definitely we are making lower highs, sorry, and I would keep that in mind with Bitcoin. So I mentioned this last time I broke down Bitcoin on Monday, that it doesn't need to break this level right here, and it touched it. Wow. We'll be in some trouble if it breaks this level right here last time it touched it. We'll be in some deep trouble in Bitcoin. Cardano, buying this one every day, had the same little dip buy type opportunity. Ethereum, I don't buy Ethereum as much, but Ethereum kind of follows Cardano. But either way, definitely the cryptocurrencies are taking a hit, but I wouldn't worry too much if you're invested long term for sure. Either way, guys, I'm going to stream here tonight. Appreciate y'all stopping by, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.